Massachusetts. The undefeated Patriots hosting the 1-13 Miami Dolphins. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. You've got that perfect season intact right now for the Patriots, Phil. You've got Miami off its breakthrough, finally getting a win last week. Can they be competitive here today?
Well, believe it or not, you look at the Miami Dolphins, such an emotional victory to get that first one. Can you get that energy and get fired up again to play the best team in the NFL? And you think about where's New England's motivation? Well, we heard it when we were here Friday all day. They did not like the way they played last week against the New York Jets. So New England fired up, wants to come out and play well right from the start.
This game brought to you in high definition here on CBS. It's a balmy late afternoon here in Foxborough with the temperature near 50, light breezes. There had been all week long forecasts for heavy rains during this game, but no sign of any precipitation as they kick away to the Dolphins. Ted Ginn Jr., the first rounder out of Ohio State, finds no opening at all, and they'll start from the 23-yard line with Cleo Lemon getting his 6th start of the season. We are just underway here in Foxborough, Gillette Stadium. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms welcoming the audience that saw Jacksonville steamroll the Raiders today and lock up the #1 wild card in the AFC playoffs. They will be the #5 seed come playoff time. The Jags. This is the first snap of the game. The Dolphins receiving the kick, and they start from the 24 with 2 tight ends and Lemon on a little play action, and that should have been caught by Ted Ginn. Knocked out. Lorenzo Booker, will see a lot of him today, and he comes in on 2nd down. And they'll go with Booker, and this is something that's worked very effectively for them in recent weeks. He's had 6 catches, 4 in between first for Belichick and the Patriots, who have far loftier goals than just the Pro Bowl. It's a 3rd and 6, and Chapman flanking the quarterback. Good protection for Lemon, and in and out of the hands of Justin Peele. So this series began with Ted Ginn Jr. dropping what certainly would have been enough for about an 11-yard gain and a first. And now the Patriots, after forcing the 3 and out, send Troy Brown back to receive the punt. Active for the first time this year. And the crowd rising to their feet to salute the longtime veteran who's been out most of all year long with a knee. It was on the physically unable to perform list, and finally activated for this one. Touching the ball for the first time this season. And Brown takes it out for about a 9-yard return after a 51-yard punt. Now in that first matchup down in Miami, Tom Brady threw 6 touchdowns, had the perfect quarterback, and they're coming out with 4 wides with Gaffney and Stallworth. And it's Falk in the backfield, so they come right out with the spread. And it's Welker. And that secondary, again, torched by Brady in the first game this year. Won by New England 49-28. They put up 42, in fact, in the first half. So it's a 2nd down and 4. And it's over to Falk. And finally touched and pushed out at about the 47 by.
It's up right from the start, and he was right. They are spreading the defense out. Miami, do they have enough guys to cover all the wide receivers? That's the big question.
And again, they couldn't stop him. The aerial attack the first time they met this year. So New England picking right up with it. Throwing for the 3rd straight play, and this time it's Stallworth. He's got 9 yards and a vicious hit at the end. Andre Goodman slow to get up.
So many different ways. Look at all the movement up front. Jason Taylor, the pass rusher, standing up. He's going to be in pass coverage this time, looking for a short receiver coming across. They do get to the quarterback, but Tom Brady, even though Stallworth not wide open, throws a laser, gets the completion.
It's a 2nd and 1. This time with 5 wides. And it's Stallworth on the slant. Goodman riding him down. And it's just target practice through 4 plays for Brady and the Patriots. That goes for 16.
Yeah, everybody's had, well, some of the teams have had success moving around, trying to create confusion for Tom Brady. And that confusion is who's going to block who. But once they figure it out, and the fact that they did not throw the football very well last week, of course, wind and rain had something to do with it, and they managed the game, I thought, almost perfectly. Good conditions. Give it to Tom Brady and let him throw it.
Stallworth with 2 catches already. No catches last week against the Jets. With plenty of time. Going for Moss. And it's over his head. He had a step on both Andre Goodman and Jason Allen.
I've seen that a lot so far when we've done Patriot games. Tom Brady's trying to throw to his left. He looked at 2 receivers as long as he could, still had time, and goes, well, Randy Moss is going deep. He was actually open, but a little playing safe, overthrew him in the end zone.
Troy Brown comes in on this play. Lined up in the backfield on the left side of Brady. 2nd and 10. Work it across the middle, and Gaffney has the grab for 5, but 3rd down on the way.
You know, Jim, Jason Taylor was a game-time decision. We saw him out there before the game working out. It did not look great, but he's in there. And so far today, he's going to knock Troy Brown this time out of the pass pattern. He has dropped back in pass coverage every single down. And that might be because they want New England to worry about him, but he might not have enough strength in his left foot to push off and rush the passer.
Breaks the Jim Langer team record, 129 consecutive games played. On 3rd down, they have the first. If they give him the spot, which they do, it's Gaffney inside the 19.
Again, Jason Taylor, 99, in pass coverage, trying to confuse them with the blitz. In New England, they see so many different blitzes each week from every team that play. They've gotten very adept into picking those blitzes up. Tom Brady sees it, and they always have somebody short to pick up the first down. Usually it's Wes Welker.
Now we see Maroney for the first time, and Heath Evans. And a timeout by the Dolphins defense. 7 snaps for New England, 7 pass plays, and they're driving already. A good reason to call timeout on the Miami side.
Yeah, you know this New England team, well, you need 12, you don't need 10. But they called timeout. I thought maybe they were calling it just to stop the momentum early in the game and try to make them kick a field goal instead of get the touchdown, but it's 10 guys on the field.
Troy Brown back in a slot to the left. New England without a pair of tight ends today. Watson sitting down, still with that ankle. And Kyle Brady also inactive. From behind, they get to Tom Brady at the 21. That's Joey Porter.
They get to him. The coverage down the field makes Tom Brady hold it a little longer from the outside. Joey Porter did a great job. What he did, you saw him. He grabs the offensive lineman, pulled him down and got around him. Nobody open down the field. Jason Taylor once again in coverage, putting a double team on Wes Welker.
Loses 3 yards. 2nd down, 13. And again, some pressure. Brady escapes. Slides at the 10. It'll be 3rd and 2. That goes for 11.
Well, we saw it against the Baltimore Ravens the night they had that last drive to win the game. But Tom Brady, more and more, because everybody has taken their extra defenders and they're putting them in pass coverage. And once you go feet first, you are telling the defense, I'm giving up. You can't hit him. But nobody's watching the quarterback. So when he runs, a lot of space to pick up some yards.
Yeah, the Red Sox are well represented here today. The world champions, I'm sure they were impressed with that little hook slide. Safe at the 11-yard line. 3rd down and 2. And Brady to the end zone. Wide open. Randy Moss. Touchdown, New England. There is a flag in the end zone.
illegal contact. Defense number 56. Penalties declined. Play results in a touchdown.
For Moss's 20th touchdown catch of the season.
Again, trying to double cover Randy Moss. Jason Allen behind, linebacker underneath. That's not enough to keep Randy Moss from getting wide open.
So Moss only the second to ever have 20 touchdown receptions in a season in the history of the league. Rice the other. 7 a step closer to the Manning single season touchdown pass record. He's 3 from tying the 49 of Manning from a couple seasons back. And that kick will set up the Dolphins at the 40. So a rare miscue for Gostowski.
Kickoff out of bounds. By rule, the ball is placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
Yeah, Brady was perfect down in Miami against the Dolphins. Continuing right where he left off 2 months ago.
Clean shaven.
Yep. So much for the mustache. Dolphins with their second possession. And it begins at the 40. They're trying to run it between the tackles with Chapman. It nets only
to this Miami offense, and don't let them run it, and tell them if you want to win, you're going to have to throw it to win the game.
They're going with 3 receivers. Derek Hagan coming in on a 2nd and 9. Lemon. Oh, what a hit. That's Rodney Harrison pummeling David Martin. Rodney Harrison, who was born the day before Miami closed out its 14-0 regular season back in '72, the day before. And he's got a little greeting for the Dolphins here early in this one.
Experience, safety, Rodney Harrison. Cleo Lemon never looks the other way, stares at the receiver, and he goes, we got a pretty good pass rush, so I'm not going to go for any fakes. He runs right there and able to knock the pass away.
They bring in reinforcement in that secondary with Randall Gay coming in. 3rd and 9. The blitz. And they were trying to hook up with Lorenzo Booker. A second straight 3-and-out for Miami.
Well, when you're trying to work the clock, shorten the game, that's what Miami wants to do. What is it, 6 plays, 5 passes? I guess when you come to New England, you just want to throw it.
Brandon Fields for a second time to boot it to Troy Brown. Fields has punted 62 times this year. Only 3 times has it demanded a fair catch. He hits these line drivers that are returnable. And Brown unable to shake the second one downfield. So Courtney Bryan on the hit. There's Rodney Harrison with a hit to remember.
You can do.
Trying to pick up some sort of special frequency from the North Pole. Brady this season, by the way, the first quarter of play, 12 touchdown passes, no picks. And he continues to go up top over the head of Gaffney. How about that first series by Mr. Brady down the field?
Well, they let their intentions be known. So many little the good throws over the middle, then waiting on Randy Moss in the back of the end zone. But it's always key. They're a tremendous passing team, and it's picking up those third down and shorts to give him more opportunities to throw it down the field.
You see his numbers on the season against Miami. Now, it hasn't always been like that.
Well, he's just getting even for all the years of having bad numbers against the Miami Dolphins.
A 2nd and 10. Plenty of time, and it's Welker. And he is lassoed by Courtney Bryan after 9 yards.
It's so long to throw the football for Tom Brady. You expect Wes Welker to break towards the sideline, which he does most of the time. Then when he goes across the field, almost impossible to cover him in. You know, Jim, I was talking to you during the commercial. You're the Miami Dolphins. You finally win last week. The emotion, where can you find it to play against a 14-0 team?
A 3rd and 1. They finally run the ball, and Maroney picks up the first down before the pop by Derek Pope. gain of 3, and again they move the chains. It's not just the emotional. You made this point that they are the ones that would have a letdown after what was like a Super Bowl atmosphere at the end of that game. To see Taylor gimpy, as we knew he would be from time to time in this game. But they had the win. They had all the discussion during the week about a possible sale. And then, of course, you had Bill Parcells coming on board as the head of football operations.
I think the emotions of finally winning the game for these players, such a relief. We heard it in our meetings last night with them, and you don't want to be part of that history of being a team that never wins a game during the season.
First down, play action fake. Brady from behind shakes it off and gets walloped a second time. Joey Porter was the second to get to him. Somehow Brady was able to get free from Holiday.
Yeah, they're looking to throw the football down the field and deep. And the fact that, well, that was a great job by Tom Brady getting away. Randy Moss was open about 35, 40 yards down the field. That's what they were looking, the big play. But Miami, through the years, they have had success getting to Tom Brady and hitting him.
They'll run it this time with Falk easily into the secondary and stop perhaps just shy of another first down. Lance Schulter's able to stop him. This may demand the measurement.
You know, as I watch this game here today, 3rd and short, Jim, even when you sack Tom Brady, you almost get there, you throw it. It's just such an unusual offense. It's the rest of them you'd feel good. All the other offenses in the NFL, not this one. You know they can pick up yards and chunks.
It's 3rd and 1, and they make a play. That was Pope and Porter crashing in, and Falk is stopped short, and now it's 4th and a foot, and they're bringing out the punting unit. Jason Taylor, by the way, set out 1 snap and was back in on that 3rd and 1.
He loves to play here in New England. He knows what they stand for. He admires their players, and this, to him, this is their heated rivalry game, and he wanted to make sure he was part of it here today.
Hansen had his first block punt of his career last week. No issue this time as Ted Ginn Jr. runs away from this one. Willie Andrews keeping an eye on it, and we'll down it at the 18. 43-yard boot. 7-0 Patriots. Brady to Moss, the game's touchdown. You can go to CBSSports.com for complete coverage of all the NFL playoff races, the latest news, playoff scenarios. It's all there online, CBSSports.com. Well, can the Dolphins find a first down of this game? This is their 3rd series. Lemon chased out of the pocket. Is able to get away from Warren. And now steps out of bounds, avoids the sack, and picks up a couple of yards. Give him 3. Cleo Lemon, who got his first NFL start last season on New Year's Eve day at Indianapolis. Closed out the season starting for Miami, and they were competitive in that game against the Colts. He actually had a late game heave to the end zone, looking for the Hail Mary to win it. But last week he had an impressive performance, including that 64-yard winning touchdown pass to Greg Camarillo in overtime, the longest play of the season for Miami. And it's Chapman slicing and picking up good yardage out to the 29. Let's go to the update in New York with James Brown.
Hey, Jim and Phil, you know the Buccaneers are fighting Seattle for the 3rd seed in the NFC playoffs with San Francisco. Sean Hill hooking up with Darrell Jackson, a 21-yard strike. That puts San Francisco out in front of Tampa Bay, 7-6 in the 2nd. Jim Nance and Phil Simms.
Thank you, JB. And Dallas securing the #1 seed today by virtue of Green Bay's loss to Chicago. So the Packers will be the 2. A 3rd and 1, and they sneak for it and pick up the 1st. So Cleo Lemon, Phil, you've had a chance to watch him on tape. You saw him in person. What are your thoughts about this 4th-year player out of Arkansas State who was undrafted when he came into the league?
Well, you know, of course, Jim, he was in San Diego with the San Diego Chargers. Cam Cameron, offensive coordinator there. So there's a history, and Cleo Lemon said that was wonderful when he came to the Miami Dolphins. When he got his chance to start this year, I did not think he played well. He moved around when he shouldn't have at times, and even Cam Cameron said it. But since he's come back into the starting lineup, has settled down, and as he said, he's got a better feel of the game.
They run it again up the middle after picking up their initial first down of this game with Chapman for about 4 yards. He has, in Cameron's words, really made progress.
Settled down, getting experience to play, learning how to deal with getting beat up during the game, get back in there on Monday, go to work, take the criticism from the press, try to lead your teammates during the week. Those are all factors, young quarterbacks, until you experience it, you just don't realize how hard it is. And he's done much better since he's come back.
Kind of interesting, when he was shipped from San Diego to Miami, he was traded for A.J. Feely, who had the big game here as the Philadelphia quarterback a month ago. So again, now they're going with this running attack that you expected to see, and that goes for 3 yards with Chapman.
Well, Cameron said a lot of wonderful things about New England. And of course, you have to. They're 14-0, and he goes, the weak spot, not many of them on the team. But he goes, I want to see if Junior Seau inside and Teddy Bruschi, they're older, if they want to tackle. So we need to run hard, right at them. Jesse Chapman, the running back, powerful, strong, runs through tackles. See if they want to do that today.
They face third and a little less than 3. They've run it the last 5 plays. A good fake, little toss. Peel has it and has the first. Even though he was chopped by Harrison, he has 5 yards and a first.
You know, as Cameron talked about how he wants to shorten the game, this is how you do it. If you get third downs, if you can pick up a couple third downs, you can take 5 and 6 minutes off the clock if you call the right sequences of plays against the defense. And that's what you want to do. Good job that time by Cleo Lemon, looking down the field, knowing he only needed a few yards, and throws it short.
A little more than a minute to go in this first quarter, and Miami's offense catching a little rhythm for the first time. Thomas coming in on the quarterback, who gets it away in time, and a punishing blow delivered by James Sanders. David Martin, for the second time in this quarter, is decked.
I don't know how many games we've done this year, the New England Patriots, but many times I will see receivers open down the field. But it doesn't matter. The quarterback does not have the time. And when you make a quarterback rush, what does he do? He throws it off target, and he puts his receivers in a position to take hits like James Sanders just delivered.
James Sanders, who last week saw Eugene Wilson come in for him. And Wilson had the pick and a run back for a touchdown, as well as a fumble recovery. A timeout called by Miami. We'll have 2nd and 10 coming up out of the timeout.
For you
I had 7 wonderful years being down in El Paso. Jimmy Rogers and all that crew down there. Experts at hospitality, and that'll be on CBS New Year's Eve. So here we go, 2nd and 10, and almost intercepted by Sanders, who had the big hit a moment ago on Martin. They were trying to go to Ted Ginn Jr.
Well, they're trying to go to Ted Ginn Jr. and Greg Camarillo, the inside receiver, going deep, nobody open. Be careful with the football when you're the Miami Dolphins, of course, playing the New England Patriots. Your margin of error is about 0. You make 1 or 2 mistakes, and you almost have no chance of winning the game.
Now the Dolphins have converted already twice on 3rd down on this drive, but this is a 3rd and long. And they've got pressure with Harrison coming in. Lemon will step out well short of the first. Boy, Harrison was chasing him down, got spun around, and still was able to give a chase after Lemon.
Jim, being a good blitzing team, 2 from the outside at the last second. Blitzing is about spacing the field and timing it up with the snap of the offense, and Rodney Harrison and Junior Seau timed it up perfectly. Just couldn't make the tackle on Cleo Lemon.
So Troy Brown bound to get a handle for the 3rd time. Brandon Fields. And that's a fair catch. That's, again, only the 4th time this season that a Fields punt has. I'll give you 10 guesses.
I'm afraid.
42 seconds to go in the quarter. And by the way, that New England defense has not allowed a touchdown, an offensive touchdown in 7 quarters. Meanwhile, on offense, they're going with Maroney, and Maroney's racing for a blocker in front. It's Moss sticking on the block, and that's all the way to the 28 before Porter is able to race after. Maroney went right over to Moss and thanked him. 51 yards.
Something we saw more of early in the year. You're so worried about stopping the passes of the New England Patriots. You get passive in your run defense, and they catch them by surprise. Wide open for Lawrence Maroney, and good job by Randy Moss blocking down the field.
Maroney's longest rush of the season before that one was 19. This one's 32 yards longer than that. In fact, that's a career long, and it closes out the first quarter. 7-0 New England. You're watching.
I'm Ron Winter. On behalf of our crew and all of the NFL officials, we'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
And a Merry Christmas from CBS Sports. Jim Nance, Phil Simms. We start the second quarter, and New England is inside the 30 of Miami after a 51-yard gallop by Maroney. Stepping up in the pocket, going to the end zone, and over the head of Stallworth. That one well managed by Travis Daniels.
A lot of different looks. Jason Taylor again in pass coverage. A double move by Dante Stallworth, and it looks like it might have a chance. The football should be thrown inside. Instead, Tom Brady throws it outside, so it's an easy breakup.
A 2nd and 10, back to the ground they go. Falk holding on to that tackle all the way was Vonnie Holiday, but it still picks up 5. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Looks like the Miami defense is going to try to rush 3 linemen at Tom Brady and put the extra guy in pass coverage, try to double team most likely Randy Moss and Wes Welker.
So they're moving in on the most touchdowns in a season record, and that one belongs to the 84 edition of the Dolphins. Also moving in on most points scored in a season. That would be the 16-game season. That belongs to Minnesota from a few years back. We'll pick up the first with Gaffney. And finally, gang tackle at the 14. Goes for 9.
You know, Jim, they throw the football so much. When they throw these short passes, they are tremendous at catching it and just diving forward for 3 and 4 extra yards.
Well, Gaffney certainly has come on as an added bonus. We saw him really excel last year late in the season and in the playoffs.
When you throw it this much, all your receivers are going to get better because you're going to practice it, but more importantly, you do it in the games.
So 1st and 10 from the 14. Will Brady get another one to the end zone? No, double covered, and they got a flag against Miami. Travis Daniels trying to plead his case. He's not going to win.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. Because the foul occurred in the end zone, the ball was placed at the 1-yard line. 1st down.
You said it right. They do have him double covered. Travis Daniels is in good position. And if he doesn't reach his arms out, he beats Randy Moss to the spot. So it's not a foul, but by reaching out and grabbing Randy Moss, I think that's what drew the penalty. Other
than that penalty on the kickoff, and that's the first penalty of the game. They bring in Eckel and Evans, and they go for the toss instead, and it's Moss with his 2nd touchdown grab. And Brady inches another step closer to the record.
Yeah, just good play action fake. They do it so well down inside. When Charlie Weiss was the offensive coordinator, they were good at this, and they have continued that trend.
Moss is within 1 of the season reception record as far as touchdowns of Rice is 22 back in '87. And he had an abbreviated season, did Rice. Moss now 2 on the day, 21 on the year. Brady to Moss again, 14-zip. Moss, a 1-yarder for Brady. Cam Cameron had seen Moss twice a year when he was the San Diego offensive coordinator. Doesn't even recognize the guy from recent years out west.
And you're right, Jim. He said it's amazing that the difference, Randy Moss, what he has shown here in New England versus what he did with the Oakland Raiders.
Called it the greatest transformation from one year to the next. All the way down to the goal line. And Ginn Jr. And that's Rodney Harrison playing on the kick coverage team. He's everywhere, running them out after a 21-yard run back.
Beautiful throw, one-on-one. Tom Brady gets to wait that extra second. And Tom Brady's thrown a lot of touchdowns, but man, he enjoys them. That's what I love about it. Little celebration, butts heads with his teammates, and watch this.
It's a good thing Moss doesn't get knocked out right here on the jaw. The jaw butt. So Miami in the hole that they feared all week. They were trying to avoid. Lemon. And pass on target to Marty Booker. We've got an update. Back to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Jim and Phil. With Tennessee up 7-0, Jets answer right back. Chad Pennington moving out of the pocket, hooking up with Jericho Cotchery, a 9-yard strike. But the point after is blocked. It is a 7-6 Tennessee lead. Tennessee looking to keep its playoff hopes alive. Back to Jim and Phil.
Thank you, JB. Not only are their hopes alive, they control their destiny. If they beat the Jets today and then win at Indianapolis next week, the Titans will take the final wild card berth. They control it now with Cleveland losing today. Chapman is swamped behind the line of scrimmage. Things starting to crystallize for the most part, Phil. And Pittsburgh wins the division with the Browns' loss. So the 1 and the 2 are set with New England and Indianapolis. And then Pittsburgh and San Diego jockeying for the 3, the 4. Actually, San Diego has the better conference record, and if they both won out, then San Diego would be the 3. Jacksonville's locked in as the 5. So one spot you're trying to sort out, and Tennessee again with 2 wins would nab it. The 2nd and 11. Straight throwing play, ball tipped.
One of the keys today for the Miami Dolphins, we talked about it. They want to run it. They want to run it to the inside linebackers, Junior Seau, Teddy Bruschi. And my first impression is Junior Seau and Teddy Bruschi, they came to tackle today.
Yeah.
They are flying around. They've got energy, and we heard it. The players were griping and crying up here this week because Bill Belichick put them in full pads. And this time of year, they're probably the only team in the league that was out in full pads working.
So Vince Wilfork got the deflection. 3rd down. Harrison in the face of the quarterback. And Lemon finally is going to be taken down by Vrabel.
You said the 2 names. How about that? Rodney Harrison, Mike Vrabel. They find different ways to pressure the quarterback. The big guys get in the quarterback's face, and it allows the outside guys, Mike Vrabel, Rodney Harrison, gives them more time to get to the quarterback, and they usually do.
Brandon Fields for the 4th time. And there was some heat coming in from the outside by Kelly Washington, who had a block punt last week, and another fair catch called by Brown. Brady back onto the field, already with 2 touchdown passes. Well, the New England offense ready to begin perhaps another march. From to 32. Remember, they piled up 42 points in the first half down at Miami. And it's Welker. He's now 1 catch away from 100 on the season. He's 2 away from tying Troy Brown's team record of 101 on a year.
What are the Dolphins thinking as they see Wes Welker? We said it to Jason Taylor last night. You see Wes Welker catching all those passes. He goes, look, when he came down here as a free agent sitting out there, we watched him. You could tell after a couple days that he was a player.
A playmaker.
Playmaker. The guy can play, and of course I'm saying, why isn't he still there?
A lot of folks are asking that down in Miami. 2nd and 2, and Brady dives, get away from the sack, chased by Jason Taylor, and it nets a yard. Jason Taylor again sets the Dolphin record today for consecutive games played. We had a chance to meet with him last night. I mean, he's been through a lot in his years at Miami.
Yeah, been through a lot. Yes, he's happy to win the game, but I thought, Jim, I'm just reading into what I saw, that he's been through the, okay, so Bill Parcells is coming. Oh, okay. Well, Nick Saban was coming. Jimmy Johnson came. Just tired of the losing.
Maroney, look out. He's going to take it all the way. "59 yards.
Yes, and the one thing that we even talked about that you're afraid of, the emotions. Can you just find a way to fight and be ready to play? Because that's what you got to do against a good football team when you're away from home, which the Miami Dolphins are. And look at this.
Wesley Britt, Matt Light, Logan Mankins.
Oh, the blocks, everybody, just nobody in the running lane, wide open. Lawrence Maroney goes untouched for the touchdown.
Maroney with 2 rushes over 50 yards in this half, and now he's already eclipsed 51-yarder, a 59-yarder, and what a block too by Heath Evans.
By Heath Evans, yes. Heath Evans, special teamer. Here he is on the kickoffs. Tremendous blocker, can catch.
And oh, by the way, a former Dolphin. Oh. 1 yard out.
Rub the salt in the wound.
Oh, and that is Evans. Brings that return to a sudden stop on Ginn Jr.
Everybody wants to be a part of the action. Heath Evans, 44. Look at the lead block. Oh my gosh, just takes the linebacker. Couldn't even tell who it is. He just covered him up. And then on the kickoff team, he's excited about the block. He knows he helps spring Lawrence Maroney for the touchdown. Gets down and makes the tackle.
Pass was deflected. And it was thrown to Ted Ginn Jr. Not sure I've ever seen a back get this open this quickly.
Well, Jim, look, the two inside. Look at the guys. Both. It's like watching the Vince Lombardi teaching reel. A seal here, a seal there, and up the chute, and there he goes. You don't see that in the National Football League.
And they've now tied the single-season touchdown record that had belonged alone to the Dolphins of 84. 70 on the season, and no doubt more to come. And Chapman just for 2 yards.
I'll tell you what, too, Jim. If you're the Miami Dolphins, you got to tell yourself, all right, you got to be ready to fight and play hard all the way through, because we've seen many times this year the New England Patriots, they're going to keep playing. And they're going to call their plays like this game is 0-0 or 7-0, and then they're going to keep attacking, keep trying to assault you on both sides of the football.
Marty Booker had been bruised a little bit on that one catch he had. He was questionable to return. We've got flags stopping this play, but Booker's back out on this snap, which is brought to a halt. Ron Winter to explain.
False start. Offense number 76. A 5-yard penalty. It remains third down.
You know, as the engines just keep revving up and piling up points on the Patriots side, Cam Cameron certainly was accustomed to not quite at that kind of pacing or level output, but his offense last year at San Diego, they led the league in scoring. And now, of course, New England blowing right past that. And they're just 12 points away from having the most points ever by any team in a season. Lemon, Jarvis Green, sack time at New England.
At the start of the game, what was it? Don't give them any hope. And it's the coverage down the field. And Cleo Lemon kind of getting locked in, but you can't blame him. because he doesn't think he has time to scan the field. That time, he has the protection, nobody open, then he gets sacked.
The actually 6.5 sacks on the season now for Green. Punting from the goal line. Brown has it. Oh, right off the face mask at the 50 and picked up right on one bounce by Spragan. I don't think you can advance if that's qualified as a muff. But just right off the face guard of Troy Brown.
Jim, you're right.
So they'll actually mark the ball back on the Miami side of the field where it was recovered.
The punt was muffed by the receiving team and caught by the kicking team. At that point, the ball becomes dead. In their possession, first down, Miami.
Troy Brown back. It's live action. Does he take his eye off of it? Doesn't look like it. Looked like he was concentrating on it. Hits him on the helmet. Maybe the wind caught it just a little bit. Just enough to take it offline and cause him to miss it.
Set up the Dolphins at their 45. Chapman bounced and gonna lose yardage after trying to make something out of it. Thomas takes him down for a 6-yard loss. He was first hit by Vince Wilfork.
Just getting overpowered up front. And we talk so much about New England's offense and everything that they do. You know why they can do it? It's the offensive line. And you look at the Miami Dolphins, and we all know the news. Bill Parcells coming down there, kind of taking charge of the organization. I know one of the first orders of business will be is to make the offensive line good enough and strong enough to allow the skill guys to have a chance.
Sam Gatto is in, and Gatto gets the handle, and Bruschi wrestles him to the ground after 3. So Bill Parcells, and of course you're better than anyone to tell us what he'll bring to South Miami, to South Florida.
You want the good stuff or the bad stuff?
I want the real stuff.
You know, he brings tremendous credibility. He brings attention. And there's something about him, his presence, of course. And he's going to go down in a different role than he's had in his NFL career. 1 year with the Jets, the general manager. But getting players, that'll be the #1 thing.
Harrison almost had a sack. Lemon able to get his feet back. Throws on the run down the field into triple coverage. And it falls incomplete. So unable to cash in off the turnover. Wilson and Merriweather and others. Randall Gay, they were all down there defending.
Oh yeah, you know, he gets out of the pocket. Nobody's open again. Look at that double coverage across the field. Then when he breaks the pocket, it's just a hope shot. It's a hope shot. 3 defenders knocked up in the air. Play the game. Throw it out of bounds if you're Cleo Lemon.
So Wes Welker comes in for Troy Brown now on the return. The Brown muffed the last one and bring in Welker. He calls for the fair catch. Has it at the 20. 6.5 to go, second quarter. 21.
Defense as the week before.
So a glimpse of Trent Green. The ski cap. So now the Patriots from the 20. And that's Moss. Well, they've got a new franchise single season record. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised that they've established that. That pass goes for 11. Josh McDaniels working in concert with the quarterback. And Falk with the carry. And he chews up another 7, maybe 8 yards. Wednesday, January 2nd, the hit game show with the questions that have America talking returns. 5 questions could win you $10 million. Drew Carey hosts The Power of 10. Back on CBS Wednesday, January the 2nd. All right, so this New England offensive line, another part of this domination here today. And watch them on 2nd and 2. Now, of course, he set that one up just right.
Good timing.
Jason Taylor heard the cue and drops Maroney for a 2-yard loss.
You know, Jim, when you see Jason Taylor, what did Matt Light, we talked to him on Friday, he goes, boy, I just keep waiting for that year where Jason Taylor, I can go. You know, he's slowing down.
Yeah, he lost a step.
Just please give us some hope, but he doesn't. And when you look at Jason Taylor, you can tell. He's tall, he came into the league as thin, and he's not going to lose that ability with speed and to be somebody that can bend and get around pass rushers just because of the way he's built.
3rd and 4 for Brady and the Patriots. The sideline, good grab by Gaffney. That pass got right over the outstretched arms of Courtney Bryan for 14 yards.
You heard me say earlier, they throw it so much, you just get good at so many facets of the passing game. You got good coverage, it doesn't matter. You throw it past the defender, and Tom Brady goes, I know it's close, but when the defender is not looking at you, he's got his back turned, that's why he threw it, even though the coverage was tight.
Back on the Miami end of the field. And he just plows ahead for a yard. Again, Brady moving in on some records, including that single season Manning mark of 49 established back in 2004. And there's Marino. Dan had 48 and 84. One more for Tom to tie Dan.
The Miami Dolphins, the one thing they've done, the one positive, is they have pressured Tom Brady today. Dom Capers, their defensive coordinator, says, you know, over the years, not saying we win, but we have had a chance to hit Tom Brady.
Brady down the field, and the ball is caught. The ball is caught by Gaffney for a touchdown. And Brady joins Marino at 48. How did Lance Schulters not come away with the theft?
Jim, I thought he picked it off. Tom Brady knows it's going to be close. Here comes the safety help. He throws it in between. Oh my gosh, and Lance Schulters even cradles his arms like he's going to make the catch. Well, it helps when you have an arm where you can fire it into a tight situation.
And Gostowski, who's now converted more point afters in one season than any kicker ever. 28-0. We've been watching Moss and Brady and Stallworth saying, how did that ball get through there? Stallworth had his hands up in the air. His Schulters just misplayed it. The ball went above his arm. His arms.
Well, Lance Schulters still shaking his head on the sideline. But I will say this, Tom Brady, he threw it perfectly from his end. Lance Schulters played it perfectly, just missed the interception.
So Gaffney now with his 5th touchdown of the season. Schulters will still be shaking his head when he looks back on the film of that one, because he had it played. Again, Jr. with a little running start at the 9, up the middle to the 31.
And when I say Tom Brady threw it perfectly, I mean he got every ounce of energy into the throw, just steps up and rips it. I got it. No, I don't.
It's right above his arms. No, right, actually through him.
Yes, it went. It's like he pulled his hands in at the last second. That's why he missed the interception.
And that was an injury timeout. Kyle Eckel was slow to get up. Here he is, 38. Hit by his teammate.
Right in the stomach.
And he's another former Dolphin.
You really got that storyline going today.
Well, there just seems like about every play is either made by a former Dolphin or setting a record.
Well, see, the Patriots weren't good enough, so you got to help them out a little.
I see.
Give them Wes Welker, you know, give them some really good special teams players.
They needed
Larry
some reinforcement.
Izzo.
That's right.
Another
Junior Seau. First down for Lemon. And that goes to Booker for a first down.
Yes, Tom Brady's a little lucky here as you watch this in freeze cam. Look at the separation. He knows it's going to be tight, so he puts everything he has into it. But he has the arm strength to be able to take some chances down the field. Not enough quarterbacks in the NFL take chances down the field, which leads to scores.
It's over to Booker. And Asante Samuel almost thought he had the read, maybe not the jump in time to take it back for the quick 6. That last touchdown to Gaffney, though, gave the Patriots that touchdown record touchdowns by a team in a season. Now 71.
Oh boy, first half of this season, 70-7.
2nd and 1 for Miami, now in New England territory. Booker has the first, and chased down by Jarvis Green. Jarvis Green, quite a story, former LSU man. His Patriot team, of course, in the offseason suffered the tragic loss of Marquise Hill, one of the backup defensive linemen who was a teammate of Jarvis Green's at LSU, and a teammate, of course, here at New England. And Green wears his shoulder pads as a tribute to his college and pro teammate. Now the pass behind Hagan. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. And it's 28-0 New England. Miami on the Patriots side for the first time. And Jay Feely of the Dolphins, their kicker, has not had a chance to take the field in this one since Miami received the opening kick, and there's been no other reason to have him out there. He was a teammate of Tom Brady's at Michigan. Brady was in his wedding. Short pass to David Martin. Goes for 3 yards. There's Mr. Brady. Tom on the left, Feely alongside.
Some pretty happening tuxedos going on
Yeah.
there.
At 3rd and 7. That one rifled and caught. And the player is down. That's David Martin at the 9. That had some heat on it. 28 yards.
Yeah, good job by Cleo Lemon, and what he does, it was the reason why he got it completed. He threw it behind the receiver. Otherwise, the safety was going to come over and knock it down.
Now, I don't know why they were in such a hurry to get to the line with 1:11 to go in the half. That was their first play, by the way, for 15 yards, but they ran to the line like there were 11 seconds, not a minute and 11 seconds.
It's really, I don't know why. That is bad game management. David Martin, look at it, makes him turn and throws it to the outside before Eugene Wilson could get there. Best throw of the game by Cleo Lemon.
Well, they just threw away a down. So a 2nd and goal.
If anything, you want the time to go away as you finish this possession.
And that's thrown away. We've got the Sprint halftime report coming. So a 3rd and goal. Remember, the last 7 times New England's opponents have been in the red zone inside the 20. They have not allowed them in the end zone. This is the 8th. Third and goal. Lemon squeezes the pass in there. Brewski on the coverage, knocks down Camarillo after a 5-yard pickup. 4th and goal.
Jim, if it was me, I'd kick the field goal.
Just to put something up.
Just give my team and say 28-3. Let's just play, see what happens.
Letting the play clock run down and the game clock to about 20. And then they'll take the timeout. Again, they would have loved to have had that one down over again. The first down spike. Camarillo with that catch on 3rd down, the hero last week.
Yeah, it was some celebration. I don't think I talked to one coach or player in the NFL or has ever been involved that was not rooting for the Miami Dolphins to win a game this year, because they knew what a burden that would be to them to carry for the rest of their lives as they're attached to a team that didn't win. And when you watch it, it's almost hard not to get emotional. There's the Camarillo catch.
Well, they got emotional, all right.
Jason Taylor, Wayne Huizinga, Cam Cameron sprinting on the field, grabbing Cleo Lemon. How much it must have meant to Cam Cameron to get that victory, too.
Beating Baltimore in overtime with that one. So 4th and goal. 32 snaps in the red zone against this New England defense without someone scoring a touchdown. And they hold back the Dolphins. Lemon throws. Bruschi knocks it down. And the New England defense not going to let it happen. They were going for Justin Peel.
Yeah, it was a good thought. But Teddy Bruschi realizes once the receiver comes across in this formation, there's only so much he can do. And he steps in front. Doesn't try to make the tackle. Well, what a nice job. Left hand in front, right arm behind just in case.
The old defense Bruschi a couple of weeks ago and talking about that unit, that whole linebacking group, and how much they hated to lose Roosevelt Colvin. You know, we're minus one big personality in the meetings and the meals, and there's a hole to avoid. And you know, his unit certainly aware that they're as an overall team entering rare territory.
Tremendous emotion by the New England Patriots shown here in the first half.
28-0 halftime. CBS. So, Feely on the field. There's Willie Andrews stepping back deep. He returned a kick not intended for him in the first matchup this year. Took it 77 yards for a touchdown. He tried to pooch kick it away from Hobbs, and it came to Andrews that time, and he ran it back. Here he is again. And a good stick. And that will end it. That's Allen with the tackle, and we'll see Brady and company again here starting the third quarter. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here in Foxborough. What did you make of the first half?
Well, I think Bill Belichick, everything he did during the week, he practiced in pads. He practiced them hard. He was upset about some of the things that went on last week. You know, the players, they reinforced it all. So, but the emotion that the Patriots played with on both sides of the ball, they're 14-0 playing a 1-13 team. It was impressive, and it's just another reason why you can see, or another reason why they've had such a terrific year.
And again, Brady needs one touchdown pass to tie the Manning record in a single season. He's out here to start things with a little toss to Welker, and that's number 100 on the season for Welker. Wrapped up quickly by Courtney Bryan. The first half numbers, New England 304 yards in the half.
Pretty impressive. Wes Welker, 100 catches. All players, wide receivers, quarterbacks, you've got to find a system that fits you. Of course, with Randy Moss, the other good receivers, he has found the perfect place for his talents, an inside receiver.
Welker, one more catch to tie the Troy Brown single season mark for the Patriots. Over the head of Stallworth. Again, I said it earlier, it seems like every play they're going for some kind of record. They are 6 points away from tying the Vikings' 98 single season scoring mark. You know, their first half point total on the season, the Patriots, which is now over 300 on the season, is more than the season output of 14 teams. Of course, Randy Moss was on that Vikings team that set that mark back in '98. And on third down, it's Welker with the Patriot record-tying 101st reception on the year.
Well, what they get you, Wes Welker always running short routes underneath. And you think, okay, it's third and it's 7 or less. He's going to go past the yardsticks. Watch the little move. Little fake. Oh, excuse me. Let me go on up the field. Look at the defense react to it. And that's what you do. You talk about halftime adjustments. This is just one little thing. You say, hey, they're getting tighter on their coverage. Let's make a move, go up the field. Wes Welker, very good at it and wide open.
Finds a seam for 20. And they're set up now with the Miami 38. And a little push. And a flag is out on Travis Daniels trying to defend Randy Moss. You mentioned a couple of times how Bill Belichick tried to get his team going again this week. Found a number of things he wasn't happy with.
Pass interference. Defense number 29 penalizes the spot of the foul and a first down.
After the 20-10 win over the Jets, when we met with Bill on Fridays, you'll see Daniels flagged for the second time in this game for interference. Just pushing Moss. Bill telling us on Fridays, our offense only came up with 3 points last week. What did you think of your performance? We scored 3 points.
Yeah, so you go back on the field, you work on the fundamentals. One of the reasons why they've had continued success, they work on the little things that can drive you crazy. But Bill Belichick and his staff, they don't get tired of teaching it over and over. They went back to some of those fundamentals this week, and they're working so far here today.
Timeout New England. Of course, what he meant by that, what he said, the offense was only responsible for 3 points. The defense and the special teams were the ones who starred. But the offense is doing it today. 4 touchdowns already. Brady called the timeout just to beat the play clock. So they'll come back out 1st and 10. Moving on this first drive of the second half. 29-yard line of the Dolphins. Fake, going deep to the end zone, picked off. That's Allen with the interception. Jason Allen running it out. Should have stayed in the end zone, but he'll take it at the 10-yard line as Brady throws only his 7th pick of the season. They're going for Randy Moss, and Jason Allen saw it coming. So a rare mistake by the Patriots. Brady throwing the interception, his 7th of the year, versus the 48 touchdown passes. And now Lemon goes across the middle to Chapman, breaking tackles. Was stepping right out of a couple of tackles, and finally knocked down by Thomas. What happened on the pick?
Well, here, let's look at it, Jim. Here's Jason Allen. Tom Brady is trying to make him think he's going down the middle so he can throw it down the sidelines to Randy Moss. Watch Jason Allen. He stays square. Doesn't turn one way or the other until Tom Brady throws it. That allows him to make the move, get the interception. And when you're a quarterback, that's a chance you don't mind taking. Try to get him safety out of position so you can get a one-on-one with Randy Moss.
Chapman hard-earned 22 yards on the little pass. They come back over to him. Got Vrabel waiting and others. Sante Samuel chops him out after 3 yards. Brady had thrown a pick in the first home game this year. Clinton Hart for San Diego, but then he went 252 passes at home before Revis picked him last week. And then another one today, talking about home performances against 21 touchdowns. Second and 7 from the 35. Lofts this one. Peel unable to bring it in. Coming up tonight on 60 Minutes, it's Tom Brady. A look at Tom Brady.
Can't get away from him.
Yeah, well, why would you at this point?
Have this kind of year, you deserve the attention.
You want to know a little more, don't you? Find out tonight. All about Tom Brady on 60 Minutes. Of course, he'll be so upset. Forget all the touchdown passes today. He'll want to come back out here and throw tonight after this game ends. after that interception.
He's still smoking. He's still seething on the sideline from that interception.
Timeout, Miami.
Merry Christmas, magsasampo.
Yes, Regan Mawia paying tribute to his Samoan heritage. And happy holidays to all of you. Third quarter here in Foxborough. And a 3rd and 7 for Miami from the 35. In and out of the hands of Hagan as Samuel reached in there to make it impossible to hold on to. And Eugene Wilson added a second hit.
Yeah, Asante Samuel, the best cover guy on the New England Patriots team. Cam Cameron, oh, he gets a hand on it, Jim, and Cam Cameron has said to us last night, you know, we're going to throw a few passes to the right side, but I don't want too many going over there against Asante Samuels. You got to give him respect, because if you keep throwing there, he is going to pick one off.
7th punt of the day for Fields, and Troy Brown is back in as the returner. And he takes it right out of bounds at the 22. Little variation of a Christmas Carol. 2007 Pats will go down in history as Mr. Kraft. He's been hosting the Red Sox family here today. Brady still gets the pass away.
How about that move by Jason Taylor?
Boy, he had Brady wrapped up about 4 different ways.
Well, Matt Light, left tackle. Jason Taylor to your left. He's a speed rusher, so you're thinking, oh, he's going to try to beat me around the outside. And immediately off the snap of the ball, he goes inside and gets free. And Tom Brady showing his strength today, able to find enough space and room to throw it away.
Jason had a pick in that first game this year against New England, picked off Matt Castle and returned it for a touchdown. Now it's Maroney. And Maroney with a run for 6, and it's Taylor on the hit along with Bryan. Maroney in that first half again had 2 rushes over 50 yards, 51 yards and a 59-yard touchdown run. The only other back this season in the league to have 2 carries in the same game over 50 yards was Adrian Peterson of Minnesota.
Yes.
So 3rd and 4 with Maroney and Falk in the game. As again the Patriots today going without their first 2 tight ends. With Watson and Brady sitting down, Cal Brady. Meanwhile, Tom Brady out of the pocket on the run, and the ball is intercepted off the deflection. That's Derek Pope with the pick. At first was in the arms of Randy Moss.
Pressure by the Dolphins defense. The quarterback moves, and then the excellent coverage down the field. And the downside to throwing into tight coverage, if it gets knocked up in the air, there's going to be other defenders there. Watch Randy Moss, 81, trying to pick up the first down. He goes up the field when he sees Tom Brady scramble. It's a good throw. What a job by Will Allen, putting his arm up in between Randy Moss's, knocking it up in the air. So it can be intercepted by Pope.
A little play action by Lemon. Vrabel chasing. Vrabel gets the sack.
Mike Vrabel is a defensive end. I know he plays linebacker, but he's a good pass rushing defensive end. So when he gets matched up against Justin Peele, who's a tight end, his forte, no matter how good you are, you can't be a great pass blocker as a tight end.
Vrabel in his 11th year, getting that recognition this last week, named to the Pro Bowl for the first time. In fact, a number of Patriots getting that honor recognition for the first time. On the draw, Chapman. Some hard running. Finally, Samuel slows him down, but 17 gained.
Well, Jesse Chapman, Cam Cameron pretty excited about him coming in today. Thought he could, if everything fell their way, they get some breaks, make some plays, and his running, because he can break tackles. He's compact, he's strong.
And playing really on a tender ankle that sidelined him last week against Baltimore. A player who was out of the league the last 2 years, but Cam Cameron familiar with his work down in San Diego. Ted Ginn Jr. And that's a Dallas Thomas tackling him from behind, but a gain 6. Well, the Dolphins defense comes up with 2 interceptions in a 3-throw span. And that last one, though, off the deflection, and Brady had put it in there for Moss, who was only able to somehow get one hand free. And 2nd and 4, pass from behind Marty Booker. And the crowd here, after so much energy expended in that first half, coming out here a little flat like the Patriots team.
Well, you're right, Jim. The crowd's a little flat. The Patriots have made some mistakes here in the second half. It is the NFL. And as good as the Patriots are, and even though the Dolphins are 1-13, it's hard to dominate from start to finish. So there's going to be some lulls.
And now they try to channel that energy.
What makes you great is to survive the lulls.
With the Patriot defense just beating the play clock on 3rd down. Lemon with Thomas chasing. A double reverse move by Lemon on the run. Throws across his body and has the first. That's Booker with the grab for 8 yards, and they'll move the chains.
Oh, you got to smile after that one, Cleo. That is some move by him. Nobody open. And as he scrambles, what's impressive is he goes back, he goes, I can't outrun him. So there's nothing to lose. Nothing to lose in the fact, as a quarterback, before a play, the ball is snapped, sometimes where you are, if you're between the 40 going in and the 40 coming out, you go, well, I can take a sack. It's not a big deal. So you take some gambles moving around the pocket. Cleo Lemon did it that time, and it resulted in a first down.
At the New England 20. Inside handoff, and Booker for 5. Lemon, one of 12 quarterbacks to start a game this year in the league who came into the league undrafted. Of course, Tony Romo would be in that category. John Kitna among those. It was interesting hearing Cleo last night talk about that New England defense and how he felt like they really picked up a rhythm against the Patriots in the second half of that game down at Miami, but saying that they're so good at play recognition.
Yeah, which I've heard from many quarterbacks. As the game gets on, we heard it from Ben Roethlisberger. They recognize formations. They know when you get in certain formations, there's only so many plays you can run.
It's Chapman. It's the move inside to pick up the first, and finally Sanders able to get the takedown at the 5. A 10-yard run, setting up 1st and goal.
Wow. That was some collision down inside. Good cutback by Jesse Chapman. And then we talked about he's a tough runner. James Sanders, pretty tough guy himself.
So this is the 2nd time the Dolphins have been inside the 10 today. Failing to produce any points just before the half, turning it over on downs. Sam Gatto, who has scored 3 touchdowns the last 2 weeks, picks up 3 yards. Here's the run. Just listen. And this was a couple of plays ago, actually, where Lemon was running for 30 yards to complete the 8-yarder for the first. Chapman comes out. A 2nd and goal, and Gatto again has been a short yardage man at goal line back in the last few weeks. They try to go up top instead. Little sidearm toss to Peel, and he's inside the 1.
Another nice play by Cleo Lemon. Tell you what Cleo Lemon's doing, he did last week and he's done it times this year, today, next week, trying to solidify a spot on this roster for next year for himself.
You talked to him last night about you have to feel like now you found a place in the league. You know you belong.
Oh, no question. No matter what happens, he has definitely earned a future in this league. He's going to be a quarterback somewhere.
3rd and goal. Fake to Gatto. Throws it, and it's incomplete. How's Eric Alexander on the coverage? He was going for David Martin.
Originally, they fool the defense. Here it is. You come out there, throw it. Oh, and he tries to throw it behind David Martin. We've talked about it so many times today. When the defender is not looking at you, throw it up in the air, over the top of him, and all they can really do is pass interference to stop a touchdown.
So they're going to go for it, as they did in the first half. Of course, that was from the 5. This is inside the 1. Mawia, the fullback, Gatto, the tailback. Actually, the other way around. They're going to fake the Mawia, and Lemon fakes again. He'll take off for it. Did he get the pylon? They say no, outside of it. They'll turn it over on down. Lemon trying to rush for a 5th touchdown of the season.
Can't make that mistake. You got to dive, get the football inside. The Patriots able to stop the run. Nobody open.
Get the ball over the pylon.
Nice pump fake.
Oh, it's the right call.
Doesn't even get close.
A challenge has been issued. They threw out the red flag during the break. They want a review of this right here.
Okay.
Did the ball ever go over the pylon before he stepped out?
Does the ball go over the pylon as he's inbounds? That's a little different angle there.
Yeah, that gives you a little hope.
We saw
if you're
the
a Dolphin fan.
Yes, I didn't see that when we originally did it. Watch the ball. He moves it. Did it go over the pylon? Which, if it goes over or inside of it, that is considered part of the playing field. Well, that's close. Hard to tell from that angle.
Of course, if he had the ball in his left hand, you're in jeopardy of Vrabel stripping it or knocking it out. But it also would have given you a much better chance of getting at least across that imaginary plane.
Here's the best angle, Jim. Watch the football. He knows he's going across the pylon. He moves it.
Did he move it back? He moved it to the inside of his body, and then he went back outside. Was he already across the pylon by that point? Now he's on the inside.
He was. I didn't see that move, of course, when we saw it live. So Cleo Lemon definitely aware of where he was on the field and trying to get it inside the pylon. My guess is it will not be overturned.
Ron Winter has reviewed it enough.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The runner had the ball in his outside hand, did not break the plane of the goal line. Miami is charged with their 2nd team timeout.
Well explained. He had the ball on his outside hand. And again, just like it's been virtually every week, they come up short.
Close, a lot, not good enough.
A team that's lost 6 games on the year by 3 points on the button. So they're at an inch outside of the goal line here and operating from the shotgun. Incredible time looking for Moss long. And there's a flag that's going to be thrown against, I believe, on Moss. He grabbed the hold of Jason Allen. Don't stand to lose a lot of ground on this penalty. I mean, how much can you knock it back? So I'm sure they'll just decline it.
Pass interference. Offense number 81. Penalties decline. Makes it 2nd down.
It's a heady play. Don't give the defender any chance to make a pick. Got nothing to lose except an incompletion. They'll decline it.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. That makes a quarterback try it again in the future. If you protect him, it's underthrown. Well, it's pretty clever, Randy Moss, trying to act like don't catch me doing this.
2nd down and 10. And that was going for Welker. The Dolphins in this game today have had 3 takeaways and have failed to produce any points off the takeaways. This was for Welker's 102nd catch of the season.
Russ Welker lost sight of the football. The umpire was in the way. I think that hurt. Good play so far in the second half by the Miami defense.
3rd and 10.
Covering the receivers.
Jason Taylor's gone virtually the whole way. Brady just 2 of 5 in this quarter with a couple of picks.
Come on, man.
Actually, that makes him now 2 of 9, we should say, in the quarter. That was intended for Dante Stallworth.
Jason Taylor, question marks. Would he be ready to play today? And as the game goes along, he's getting stronger. He's used the speed. This time tries to overpower Matt Light, and Matt Light wins that battle.
So Hansen comes in to punt. The second time today. Rare to see a team throw it 3 times from its own end zone. But they know how to do it. Just didn't work this time. Hansen gets it away.
Beautiful.
Oh, is it ever? Can't even be returned. It's going to be 64 yards.
I think the fact that he didn't have the space, he's 10 yards instead of 15. He shortens up. And sometimes when you shorten up a motion, Jim, like a golf swing, throwing a football, or punting, the power, and yes, sir, get excited about it. That was pretty special. Shoot, we won a championship game one year because of our punter, Sean Lindetta, 1987. That's one of the greatest punting days in history to help us win.
That's the longest punt of the season for Hansen. 9 possessions for Miami today. 4 times they've been 3 and out. But twice they failed to produce anything in goal-to-go situations. Again, Jr. quickly. Samuel, he's going to be right there manning that side and shuts it down after 3. You can watch NFL players tell their personal stories and help decide what will be this year's NFL Super Bowl commercial. It's only at NFL.com/superad.
You saw Ted Ginn Jr. catch that little screen pass the play before. Talking about him, Cam Cameron says he's getting better at being a wide receiver. His biggest problem, or what he has to work on this offseason, he's tall, is being faster and quicker in tight spaces, because that's what the NFL is about.
Well, here he is. And that's what you're talking about right there.
That was it. You know, when he played at Ohio State, he's the fastest guy in the field. He always had space, a lot of room, and didn't have to worry about getting off to a fast start. Well, in this league, you might be the fastest guy, but it'll be by inches, not by yards like it is in college.
That one goes for 9 yards and another first down at 47.
No, you're right. Just as we talk about it, Jim, that's what you want to be able to do. Catch it and make a quick move and get going forward with very little effort.
On first down, Lemon steps away for the pressure, throws off his back foot, throws it out of bounds. It still got decked by Rashad Moore.
Tell you what, Cleo Lemon, we talked about it, his feel of the game. He's learned how to deal the football today under pressure, and being a starting quarterback in the league, all the press that comes with it, negative a lot of times, especially when you're losing. And talking about the grind, boy, he's going to have to get rid of some bumps and bruises to get ready for next week's game.
He's never missed a practice. That was what Cam Cameron was impressed about. 4 years in the league. And they hand it off to Booker, slicing through into the secondary. And look at Thomas, the linebacker, with the speed to stay with him and get him by the heels at the 30. 22 yards.
Funny, isn't it? We were talking last night, the shotgun formation. I want to talk about the Dolphins, and Cam Cameron comes in. He starts talking about how the Patriots deal so much out of the shotgun. They throw it. How can you run it? And today, the Miami Dolphins have been very successful with their run game, with Cleo Lemon in the shotgun and 2 backs in the backfield, giving the Patriots a look that they have not seen this year. are giving them something different to look at from the Miami Dolphins.
So new downs at the 31, and again it's Booker for 3. But Lemon, 100% attendance, if you will, at every practice. This goes back to his San Diego days when Cameron was the offensive coordinator.
All during the off season. You have all those off season workouts.
And that's why he's made it in the league.
Yeah, well, that's
according
right.
to the coach.
He is not going to. He is giving himself every chance there is. And you know, what we say, Jim, he's doing it the hard way. An undrafted free agent, trying to find a spot in the roster. You get so few snaps in practice, so you got to impress them with your skill when you do, and you got to impress them with your hard work. He's done that.
2nd and 7. And that's Martin with the catch. And they spot it enough for the first. Actually, that's Marty Booker. Well, Lemon out in San Diego, when they would go into those meeting rooms during the week, and again, he was 4th on the depth chart. He'd be sitting in a room with Breeze, Flutie, Rivers, and as Cam Cameron said, it couldn't help but benefit young Cleo Lemon just being around all of that, never missing anything.
Yeah, being around guys that work hard, prepare, do all the right stuff. You go, well, they're having success. You go, that's, if I get my chance, I got to make sure I do all those same things.
Booker picks up the first. And Lemon's going to the end zone. Man's open. And it is caught for a touchdown by Camarillo.
Beautiful route by Greg Camarillo. They wanted to try to throw some deep balls to the outside down the field, of course. They wanted to do it against Ellis Hobbs. That time they catch him one-on-one. Top of your screen. Watch the move inside. Sells it. He looks back to the quarterback. That's enough to make Ellis Hobbs go inside. That's why Greg Camarillo is wide open in the corner of the end zone.
I wonder if Wes Welker is over there saying, wait a minute, who's that wearing my uniform from last year? That's the one that Welker used to at the 83 for the Dolphins. Camarillo, who was in San Diego last year with Cameron, played on special teams in that playoff loss they had in the divisional round, the Chargers, to New England. That's how he saw action in that game. He caught the winning score last week. He's got the feet down on this one.
Yeah, he does. Really beautiful route. When you get a defender off of you, it's not about speed anymore. It's, can you deceive him? Can you make him think you're going one way and go somewhere else? And that's what Greg Camarillo did that time. Just was patient, looked inside, and when Ellis Hobbs looked in there with him, that's all you need, a little space. And another good throw by Cleo Lemon. A lot of plays being made by the Miami Dolphins offense in the second half.
Well, for New England, it's just been a struggle since they came out for the third quarter. A little sluggish, a struggle. And Brady staying loose. This is commonplace to see him just constantly on the sideline, just loosening up. 2 of 9, though, in this half.
Loosening up, but Jim, it's about finding a rhythm. And that's all he does. He does that to keep himself in rhythm.
There's Feely's boot. That's Kevin Falk. Of the 5. And bouncing around 27-yard line.
We got a little freeze cam here. Watch how it starts. The protection. Look at the space Cleo Lemon has. And look down the field. Receiver spread across. What a shot. Ellis Hobbs looking inside. And then when Greg Camarillo breaks out, that is perfect execution, good design by the coaches, and of course, the biggest thing of all, calling the right play at the right time.
Well, they went 4 wide with the shotgun, just an inch out of the end zone. Now they'll go with the I formation, first down at the 26. And Maroney taking it to the side. And behind Nick Kazur and Russ Hochstein, goes for 2.
Patriots going to change up here. They've shown they'll do. 2 backs, giving you different looks. So what happens? They get a few yards, take the backs out, and let's bring receivers in.
Well, they do that for 1 play anyway. And they spread it out again with Falk, the running back. It's Moss. He dives to the 39. That'll probably run out the third quarter. Well, the Dolphins won the quarter. The only score, the pass from Lemon to Camarillo. And that is, in fact, going to end the third quarter. 28-7 Patriots. Back after this message and a word from your local station. All right, we start the fourth quarter. Jim Nance and Phil Simms and all the crew. Mike Arnold, our director. Lance Barrow, our producer. As the Patriots hand it off to Falk. Some nifty footwork for 5 yards. As the Patriots today go for the 18th consecutive regular season win, which would tie the all-time record, one they already possess, that went across the 03-04 seasons. In fact, the last regular season loss for the Patriots was at the hands of Miami last December.
Down there.
So they can tie that here today. And they get the 3-touchdown cushion going to the fourth. The second down and 5. Here's for Miami. They had not won until last week since that victory over the Patriots. It had been more than a full calendar year between their wins. Brady loading it up really long, and there's contact, no flag. I'll tell you, Tom really uncorked a ball about as far as you can throw it.
Yeah, he did, and if there was contact, I think Randy Moss initiated it. The one thing that happened in the first game, Tom Brady launched a couple of these for touchdowns to Randy Moss. But this time, look, as you look down the field, double coverage, Jason Allen is there.
Oh, that ball flew about 67, 68 yards in the air.
Yeah, and I was wrong. Lance Schulters comes over and runs into Randy Moss.
And Moss,
it creates all the contact.
Steps to the sideline, 3rd down and 5. Here comes Taylor, and he's got Brady.
Incredible. Jason Taylor limped around for so long, I thought there's no way he's going to come out of this game. And now pass rushing becoming a huge factor. Look at that, swatting Matt Light's arms down, but it does take a long time. Tom Brady holds it, nobody open. That extra time to a great pass rusher allows Jason Taylor to get the sack.
And hands it in. I'll tell you, anytime, it was a clean hit, of course, but anytime you see Brady hit and he doesn't know it's coming, if you're a Patriot fan and you've got this magical season, you're holding your breath, and the ball's out. And it's Camarillo, of course, he's everywhere with the recovery. Merriweather stripped it. Camarillo recovers. Dolphins ball. A lot of talent right there, led by Richard Seymour. And there's Thomas.
That's the biggest greeting card you'll ever see.
Miami from the 11. Booker in the backfield gets the handle. And running behind Lewinsky and Vernon Carey. With JB, Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Cower. Next Sunday on CBS. It's a 2nd and 6. And the pass over the head of Hagan. Mike Vrabel made him throw that ball probably a little off course. He had his arms up. Cam Cameron, and it's a question, and certainly it became the hot topic here in recent days with Bill Parcells again taking over football operations. He's going to be down in Miami this week. They have a tie, talking about Cameron and Parcells. Of course, they've met each other. Cameron telling us last night he has great regard for Parcells, but hasn't spoken to him since he took the job. Bobby Knight is a real common thread there. Cameron played 2 years for Bobby Knight, basketball at Indiana, 2-sport star. Knight and Parcells, of course, really close pals. 3rd and 6. And of course, Cameron also, as you see it bounce off the hands of Merriweather. Cameron also was a head coach of football there at his alma mater, Indiana. What do you think of Cameron's future with Parcells in Miami?
Well, I think he's going to have a very good chance of staying for a couple reasons. As you watch the Dolphins this year, they have not quit on him, even though they were at 0-13 at one time. And too many times in the NFL, they make changes at organizations, and it hurts. You need continuity. And I think the continuity, the system, keeping Cameron there with Bill Parcells there, guiding, with helping in personnel, I think it's a pretty good combination.
It's Troy Brown getting some running room this time, running side the line to sideline. Now turns it up and out at the 47. Brady's going to be coming back out. That was a 54-yard boot, 16-yard run back. Still 21-point margin. With 12:34 remaining and back with New England. The Patriots have been shut out here in the second half after a Maroney touchdown run of 59 yards and 3 Brady touchdown strikes in the first half, and it's Maroney butting heads into the secondary and all the way to the Miami 40 for 13 yards behind Heath Evans.
Yeah, the Patriots, they want the knockout punch, and this is a drive to do it. To take it down the field, reestablish yourself here in the second half, feel good about what you've done in the game. You know, winning 28-7, I'd feel pretty good. And then you don't have to worry. Then you can take, Jim, as you said earlier, you can take Tom Brady and a lot of the starters out because the result will no longer be in doubt.
Oh, it's Maroney, and he is absolutely buried by Taylor. Lost 4 yards. Here's the lineup tonight on CBS. Again at 60 minutes, and again, one of the featured subjects tonight will be Tom Brady tonight on 60 Minutes. Then The Amazing Race. We're down to 5 teams. Then In God's Name, a unique and enlightening special, all tonight on CBS America's most watched network. 2nd down and 14. Again, Brady 1 away from tying the Peyton Manning touchdown pass mark. Got Moss open. Moss almost was not able to generate the catch, but he grabbed it down low and clings on to it for 16.
They double Wes Welker. Look at that. So what's that do? That leaves Randy Moss singled going over the middle. And when you put Wes Welker and Randy Moss together, you would think one of them, one-on-one, with a pretty good chance of getting open. Tom Brady knows that.
So they've thrown to Moss 10 times in all. 5 for 50 and 2 touchdowns.
Well, the Dolphins, they didn't want to give up any of those big plays today and then in the passing game, and they've done that.
Brady now. Sideline route incomplete, going for Gaffney. Fafita was one of the rushers getting in on the quarterback and actually got a little bit of contact.
I talked about Cleo Lemon. You have to get rid of some bumps and bruises tomorrow, and so will Tom Brady.
Tom Brady in his career as a starter, Phil, is 96-26, including postseason. 70 games over 500, but all-time 8-5 against Miami, as you mentioned in the first half. Miami's always been a troublesome spot for him, although he piled up those huge numbers in that perfect quarterback rating game 1 this year against them.
Right.
I remember back 3 years ago on this weekend when they went down, and Miami at that time had a 2-11 record, and the Patriots had a 12-1 record. And they beat them down there. Miami won it in thriller 29-28.
I think Tom Brady threw 3 interceptions that game. 4 interceptions. Wow.
So 3rd and long. We move inside 10 minutes. And they go for it on the ground, and Falk never able to get a full stride, only for 1.
Nobody's even moving on the Patriots sideline.
They're going to go ahead. I don't think they concern themselves too much with records, but I know everyone here would like to see Brady at least get a piece of that passing record here at home. They'll be at the New York Giants next Saturday night. So we'll keep the offense on the field on 4th and 7. Can they keep the drive alive? Ball comes out. It's fumbled. It'll be Miami's ball anyway, no matter who recovers. But it was stripped by Joey Porter and recovered by Courtney Bryan. 4th turnover of the day committed by New England. Miami has the ball back. 9 minutes to go in this one, as New England has been blanked in the second half. They have scored the Patriots in every half this year. So far, not in this one. And Dolphins recover the fumble at the 28. And Lemon gets a chance to come up close and greet Richard Seymour, or the other way around. Loses 8.
The initial receiver covered. Richard Seymour just keeps fighting inside with Chris Lewinsky. And that's what makes the Patriots a little different from most teams in the NFL. Their interior linemen, who you would say, hey, they're the run stoppers. They're pretty good pass rushers, too.
The front line of Seymour, Wilfork, and Warren, all former #1 first-round picks. There's a nifty move by Ginn Jr. before Merriweather, another fellow first-rounder from this year's draft, absolutely sticks him, but it picked up 10.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about it. Quick movements in small space. Ted Ginn Jr. showing that. Mayweather is pretty quick himself.
Yeah.
He brings speed to that Patriots defense when he comes in. That's a good job by Merriweather making that tackle.
Still, because of the sack, even with the 10 yards, 3rd and 8. Over to Hagan. Pick it up. Or did it bounce off the ground? Incomplete. They rule it. Hagan makes an appeal, and it was right in front of the Miami bench. Maybe they had a close look and could challenge.
Nope, went through his arms,
Sure
hit the
did.
ground. Well, you can usually tell by the receiver, Jim, when they get up, they show no objection. Tells you the ball probably hit the ground.
Saw Tom Brady over on the sideline put his helmet on, so he's coming back out as Troy Brown lets this one bounce. And it settles at the 20. Here's one more look at it. And nope, Hagan, I don't know why he was trying to make an appeal. New England ball. We are back, and as they serenade inside the stadium, everyone with a little version of the Bing Crosby classic, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas.
Patriots are dreaming of one more touchdown.
Yeah, they are. Preferably for their fans, they would like to see it be Brady to Moss. Trigger about 2 or 3 more records. Points scored, touchdown catches, touchdown passes. Maroney adds to his career high total. He's now up to 130 yards rushing. And we'd like to welcome those of you who saw Tennessee hold on to beat the Jets 10-6. So now the Titans move into the final week of the regular season. And if the Titans beat Indianapolis next week, they will take the final playoff berth on the AFC side.
I like their chances. Indianapolis, they have shown they will arrest everybody at the end of the year. The game next week means nothing to them.
See a whole lot of Jim Sorgi.
Saw Tony Dungy's quote. If you need us to help you, tough.
Brady's pass too high for Welker. And for those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the Dolphins and Patriots. Jim Nantz here with Phil Simms. It's 28-7 New England. It was 28-0 at halftime. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast, and you'll have that, of course, at your regular time. Again, Tom Brady, one of the subjects tonight on 60 Minutes. It hasn't been a Brady-like second half. It really hasn't been a Patriot second half of anything we've seen this season. And they now step up here with Brady launching it long. Moss running under it, and it's incomplete. There's a flag back in the area of the line of scrimmage. Remember, it worked a couple of times, just airing it long with Moss when they played down at Miami this year, twice.
Holding. Offense number 67. Penalties decline. Makes it 4th down.
Well, Jim, it works for a lot of reasons, the talents of Randy Moss, but also because Tom Brady can turn and wind up and heave it with the best of them. And Randy, just the last second, Will Allen tips it. Otherwise, again, Randy Moss was going to adjust to the football, and you see everybody else flying by him.
So a fair catch. Good. Another good punt by Hansen. 49 yards it traveled. Just trying to go through the timeline, if you will, for these two teams. You go back to December a year ago, and that's when the Dolphins blanked the Patriots. Patriots losing in that AFC Championship game. They had the 18-point lead. Colts came back to win it. Cameron at about the same time named the Miami coach. Miami falls to 0-13 as the Patriots rolled all season long. Last week, the Miami breakthrough win. Finally get one. We were talking to Cam Cameron last night about some of the legendary names, Hall of Fame coaches in their first year as head coaches in the league. Pretty astonishing when you look at names like Walsh was 2-14, Noel was 1-13, Tom Landry didn't win a game his first year. It's 0-11-1 as Booker slices for about 6. Kind of quizzed him on it a little bit last night. He was fully aware of what Landry had done that first year because he said he's my idol.
Yep, Tom Landry was his idol. Jimmy Johnson won one game. Bill Parcells,
this
who will
is
be
interesting.
down there,
right?
3-12-1, just hung on to his job. So the point is, Jim, you need more than a year to establish your program. And this is another good little statement by the Dolphins today.
Camarillo makes the catch. They say he was not forced out. He caught it out. Camarillo tries to make an appeal, and this may be a little discussion here. They may say force out. No, incomplete. So 3rd down on the way.
You know, Jim, going back to Cam Cameron, my last thing is, as you watch this, as he's forced out there saying he could not have gotten his feet in, didn't get either foot. Greg Camarillo didn't get either one down, but it's important that you have good plans on how to attack the opponent. And then also, how does your team respond to adverse situations? They had so many chances to have infighting, to quit under coach. They did not do that. That says a lot about the coaching staff and Cam Cameron too.
3rd and 4, and knocked away, and then almost caught on the rebound. Randall Gay on the 2nd attempt just took it out of the hands of Marty Booker, but there is a flag.
Pass interference. Defense number 22 penalized at the spot of the foul on a 1st down.
That is the first penalty of the game against New England.
Top of your screen. Good timing. Looked like it when I saw it live. Now that I see a replay, it wasn't good timing. It was excellent timing. He gets there when the ball gets there. Yes, the left-hand touch team had nothing to do with the reception.
So again, just the first of the game against the Patriots, as Booker with some shifty moves for 5. As we've told you, 60 Minutes is coming up next, except for those of you on the West Coast.
I'll tell you, Lorenzo Booker, Ted Ginn Jr., some guys that look like they have the ability to make some plays if you keep giving them the football.
Booker was a 3rd-round pick this year out of Florida State. And this play whistled dead.
False start. Offense number 70. A 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
You know, on the other sideline, you wonder, you've talked a lot about how Coach Belichick came off the Jets win and addressed his team this week to prepare him for this one. What do you think's coming up now after this one? 4 giveaways today. They have one more regular season game, of course, at the New York Giants, off of a 3-game homestand.
And what are they going to do next week? Well, we know they're going to work hard. The question is next week, Jim, how will they approach it? Will they play all their starters?
There is Ty Warren coming crashing in on the quarterback. Belichick just a couple of weeks ago got his 100th win at New England.
See the sack by Ty Warren. You're right. And
we asked him,
asked him
any kind of response to that? Was there any?
Yeah, not a whole lot. He had a good friend, Jim Farrell, sent him a barrel of cookies. There was 100 cookies in it. He hadn't even opened it. He didn't know anything about it. He brought them in and showed them to us.
We showed them to our crew. They came in with 100 and left with about 20.
Yeah, Mike Arnold, 850. Our director.
Starting to rain a little bit as Lemon now is just an easy target in the pocket, and Warren's in on the play again, as is Junior Seau. 7th sack of the game as you see the rain falling. We asked the coach of all the trophies and all the things that he's been able to win along the way, what's really the thing that you hold on to that's most special? And he, of course, he paused for a while. He said, you know, I have a voodoo doll that I got on the eve of Super Bowl 36, their first Super Bowl win.
Right.
And someone gave to him. He's got such a kick out of it that it's in his office.
Well, he saw it when they switched hotels the night before the game where New England beat the St. Louis Rams. And of course, it was from somebody rooting against him.
Troy Brown. And again,
that'll give him some confidence.
The KG 15-year veteran, their all-time receiver, runs it back for 27 yards.
But Jim, you talked about that voodoo doll, and here it is. Look at the Rams, a pin stuck into the voodoo doll with the Rams logo. And of course, Bill Belichick, as he saw it, he went, oh, that's a good omen.
He liked it.
He liked it a lot. He goes, that's just, and I guess at that time he was looking for anything he could to give him hope against the St. Louis's vaunted offense. And
they were huge underdogs.
Huge
Won
underdogs.
the game. Brady still in the game with 3.5 to play. And again, New England's second half production, nil. No points. And then Maroney gallops for 8, maybe 9.
Big question I'm asked all the time these past couple of weeks. How will New England approach the last 2 games of the year where they don't have to win? Well, today we saw it. They played their regulars the whole game, or up to this point. What will they do next week? And we asked, of course, you asked Bill Belichick that question, and he gave you.
Well, it's the answer that, you know, they're consistent. The whole organization about this, and we're going to do what's best
for our
football team. There's Matt Castle, Brady's backup.
And the answer to that is, Jim, like we started off, or we did in the pregame show today, it doesn't matter what you do during the regular season. Nobody's going to care unless you win the Super Bowl.
Well, that's the thing that you have to remember, is as brilliant as the regular season can be, that in the end, if you take like San Diego of a year ago, they go 14-2, they earn the #1 seed, and they lose the playoff game to this New England bunch. At the end, were people saying it was a great year?
No, of course not. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2004, 15-1. Ben Roethlisberger, rookie, great story. They lose the championship game. Nobody cares.
2-minute warning. The NFL on CBS will continue in a moment. The last home game of the regular season, and then of course there'll be the 1 seed throughout as Brady comes out and Castle comes in. Actually, it's not Castle, it's Gutierrez, rookie from Idaho State. He hands it to Maroney with a flag.
So we wait for this call, Jim. I'll answer your question. How will this game?
Number 65 offense. 10-yard penalty.
Well, they're going to tie their own record here. There's going to be 18 consecutive regular season wins. Another thing that they don't really put a whole lot of stock in around here.
Yeah, they don't talk about records and all that. They don't care. We have 15 one-game winning streaks is what's going to be said this week. But fans, I think the national media will look at it and go, you know, those Patriots, they're showing some cracks, because when you get to this point and you win as many games as they've won, and they won it with, not only did they win, they won with some style. people loved it. It was different, and they're not doing it as much now, so you're trying to find chinks in the armor. And not scoring against the Miami Dolphins in the second half, that'll just be another look. See, they're not as good as we thought they were.
And a little disagreement over here with Porter and Evans. They're going to be racking up that 15th win of the season, first to ever experience 15-0 in a regular season, with that asterisk, of course. The Dolphins had a 14-game regular season run back in those days, 72. And again, the AFC playoff picture, New England the 1, that was already settled coming in, Colts the 2. And Pittsburgh wins the division today with the Cleveland loss. San Diego's already won the West. Jacksonville locks up the first wild card. They're going to be the 5 no matter what. And we got Tennessee in the hunt, but actually Tennessee is in the front position on this. Tennessee, with a win next week against Indianapolis, will take the final berth in the AFC if they can pull that one off. So Gutierrez and Maroney teaming up for another play here. Maroney. What a nice performance for Lawrence Maroney. He went over 100 last week, had a career high 26 carries last week for 104. Now he's up to $154 in this one. Dallas secures home field throughout today by virtue of the Packers falling to the Bears. They were thumped by the Bears. So Dallas the 1, Green Bay the 2. Seattle is about to close it out on Baltimore, and Tampa is trailing in the 4th against the 49ers. Things to be settled in the wild card picture over there, but the Giants are in today. They came back from an early 14-point deficit. So just another yard added right there.
People ask you, I know you hear it too, Jim, the playoffs, what's going to happen? When I look at all the teams, I think the New England Patriots and Indianapolis Colts have a little separation over everybody else, but nothing is a sure thing. We're seeing it here late in the year. These games, they can all be close, and you're talking about one break can be the difference.
You saw Bruschi in the frame for a moment there. You made that comment about a series of 15 one-game win streaks. Well, Coach Belichick told us the other day he called Bruschi the wise man. He said when we had that 21-game win streak, the overall 21 game back in the 03-04 stretch, he said that's when the wise man Bruschi turned it 21 one-game win streaks. Well, it's going to be 18 regular seasons wins, that is, going back to since the Miami defeat of a year ago in December. 15-0 on the season. Although they were blanked in this second half, first half this year that they did not score. Phil, I got a little something here for you before we go. A little Christmas gift. This date in history. On this day today, 1984, your first career playoff start, as you led the Giants to a 16-13 win over the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, that's right. It's a nice day, nice victory. We were underdogs.
You could at least look like you're enjoying it now.
Well,
I mean, back then I know you didn't.
I heard it last night. Y'all showed this. And I thought, oh no. And what did all of you say? We didn't even throw a touchdown pass. So that's why I'm a little careful.